Hi, everybody. This is Tracia Bolin with Worthy Runway to Life. And today I have a special guest who's a dear friend to me. I've actually known for several years, is Dale Bradshaw. And he's been involved with the pageantry industry for a very long time. And he's just got such a long list of accomplishments and things he's been involved in. I guess I'll let you I'll let him tell you all about himself, and I'd like to bring him on today. And I'm very glad to have him with us. How are you doing today, Dale?
I'm doing wonderful, and I'm so excited to be able to share this journey of life because it really is worthy to the runway, and it's all about passion for fashion and passion for life. Just in a little synopsis, I had the privilege for about 30 years for being a senior director for all of the Barbizon modeling and acting schools, traveled around the country, recruited, met many young people, was involved with the Miss America program for about 20 years. And I found that my heart regarding pageantry and fashion is really not about what you see on the runway. It's the transformation and development of the person that is walking that runway. So I'm very excited today to be able to share with you all this wonderful platform and the journey that I've been on to get me here and what is keeping me going these days.
That is fantastic. And I know you've been such an inspiration to so many involved in the pageantry field, and they look up to you quite a bit. How did you get involved with it, and how did you get started with pageantry?
Well, very interestingly, I used to be a television personality in the Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach area. I was an on-air announcer for Christian Broadcasting Network, and I also worked for a gospel radio station with a call-in program. So I was used to taking calls from people, and I was used to being an on-air personality, working, moving through the vernacular of TV, media, et cetera. And one day, this woman brought her son to me, and she said, Mr. Dale, he looks up to you so much, but he has a bad home life. He's an incorrigible runaway. I can't get him to stay at home. Can you do something to help him? And there's something about when you're involved in the media, it's all about you, and then everybody else are the little people. And I said, you know what, ma'am, I could find resources to help him and maybe give him some money, but I really don't have time to get involved in his life. Well, 3 days after that, I found out that that little 8-year-old boy committed suicide.
Oh, my
And that
goodness.
launched me on a whole different life journey because I realized you are never more important than the people you have the opportunity to minister to. And
Absolutely.
I went ahead and got my degree as a licensed clinical social worker. And interestingly enough, through my involvement with being a television personality, they want you to champion causes in the community. And I was working with children from abuse and juvenile detention. But then I got asked to MC pageants, and I started emceeing pageants, and I thought, wow, this is amazing. I'd much rather catch the young people while they're on this side developing than going into the juvenile detention facility. And I even developed a program called From Scars to Stars because I saw so many young people that were slicers and cutters, and I wanted to change that. So I thought, okay, well, I see maybe I'm looking at this pageant opportunity as a different opportunity, but I see it more as self-development and opportunity for you to grow in your confidence and to really strut your stuff. Because when you're in pageants, people in that moment, when you're on the runway and when you're doing your talent, they are focused on you. That is your 1 minute when people, the judges and everybody are focused on you. And let's face it, Tracy, everybody in life needs those moments when you know the world is just watching you.
Yes, it is. It is a confidence builder for sure. It is. It is definitely. And that is so awesome. I didn't know that you had impacted in people's lives like that in that degree either. That is incredible. Are you still doing stuff with that, or are you still involved with them?
So interestingly enough, during my time with Barbizon, I was chosen as a national lecturer. So I was traveling around the country in high school, middle school, and elementary schools, and I was doing the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. I created a program for the days when you came in and you had professional days and people came in to do their jobs, talk about their jobs. So I did a program called FAME, Fashion, Acting, and Modeling Excellence, and I would talk all about being involved in the world of fashion, acting, and modeling, and how you can get started, what to do to get involved, what to watch out for. And then in the different classrooms I was in, we would do modeling things, we would do pretend headshots, and it kind of, I wanted them to get a glimpse of the real world and not the world that sometimes is portrayed to them, because people have often a very strange image and look on what pageants, what fashion, what modeling is all about. And I think it takes people like yourself, like Rebecca, like other people to say, let us show you from the heart, get a vision into the crystal ball of what can really happen.
Right. And sometimes that just opens doors to reach other people. Like, because I think we all have a like different gift and a calling, and like everybody's not going to reach everybody, but the people that we've been put in a position to reach, we're put there for a reason. So like being
Right.
in this industry, you reach people that other people would never reach, you know? So
Well,
that's
I have a belief, a God-given belief, that everyone was born as a treasure chest. And it's up to parents, adults, and people around them to find the keys that unlock that treasure. I was
mm,
not born to be a baker, an auto mechanic, aviator. I was born to empower people in the area of image and communication. I know what my God-given destiny is, and every day I have that sense of purpose that whatever I'm doing, I know I'm going to be involved in empowering people with image and communication.
and you've ever since I've known you, you've always been so inspirational, and I appreciate it. And you've just been a bright light, Dale, and I appreciate that.
Thank
So
you so much.
what is the new things that you've been involved with? I know you have an upcoming pageant that you are the director of.
So very uniquely, I was involved with the America program and a number of different systems, judging and working with people. And I wanted to take a break because everybody needs time to recultivate your energies. And so I took
Mhm.
a break, and was working another full-time job. But you know how God tugs at your heart, and you know you can't rest because there's that empty part of you that you can't leave.
Yeah.
And I feel like for me, that empty part is empowering people through fashion, pageantry, and self-confidence. So I had a long-term friend of mine that I've known forever that has a system for 14 years that really champions um, showcasing models, fashion, brings together agents,
Mm.
managers, and fashion designers to see these people, to give them the opportunity to perhaps work in the industry. So it's kind of like a job opportunity, but you get to have fun doing it because you're on the runway, you're showcasing different outfits. And so
Right.
when he asked me to take it over, I said, well, it's my heart, and I definitely will do it. Well, it has definitely started to amazingly snowball. Agents, managers, and fashion designers are coming in from across the United States. We have young people applying that are former title holders, current title holders, or people that have never actually done fashion runway. And then we have young men and young women that have been involved in the fashion end that want to come and see how fashion and pageantry meet together. So I am just ecstatically excited about this opportunity that God has given through this means to empower people.
That is incredible. It sounds very exciting. I'm actually want to talk to you more about that later, maybe too.
Okay.
And you're going to New York in February
I
too, right?
am.
With your
I am. So this is my second time going to a New York Fashion Week. I went with a dress designer the last time, and this time I'm actually going to co-direct two big fashion shows there with my friend that got me involved in the fashion system that he has. He is featuring his Wowwear collection, and so I'm going to be working with him. We have 100 models in two shows that are going to be there in New York. And it's such an exciting thing to hear people light up when they say, oh my gosh, I got accepted. I'm going to get a chance, at least in my mind, to be in New York for one day on a runway doing this. And I think it's something that will be remembered for the rest of your life, because you've had the opportunity.
Yes, it's incredible. I've actually been to New York Fashion Week 3 years in a row now, and it was just an incredible experience just to meet so many people out there. Of course, I know a lot of things have changed in the world now and how things have been, how they're going to do those things, but it is incredible experience. Yes, very,
Yes, it is.
very
And
exciting.
the beautiful thing is the people who come and compete in our modeling championship and showcase, the top 5 people in each age division, and men, because we do have men, will all advance to the internationals in Miami. And
Wow, that's good.
our winners will have design opportunities to work with the designers that are coming into our event, and then they will have a full paid trip to New York Fashion Week in September.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So
That is,
we're really encouraging people, if you've never done it, if you've wanted to do it, if you want to take a break from the pageant end part, or if you just want to do fashion, we are going to make this an afternoon and night of fun fashion, because as everyone knows, we all need to spark that sense of hope again. New
absolutely.
sense of hope that yes, you can still dream. Yes, there are certain things that this environment cannot take away from us, and it's the power of a dream.
Yes, absolutely. We all need to have that hope and dream in our heart every day, and that's very important. Are they still accepting models for that? Can people still sign up with you if they?
Absolutely, absolutely. We were so blessed. Our facility that we found is in Virginia, and the facility itself holds 800 people. It's like a concert hall with no seats. So because of social distancing, we are able to do 30 tables with 5 at a table. That's 150 people in an 800 ballroom. So that's social distancing. The beautiful thing about it is there's an 8-foot tall stage with video screens, flashing lights, and we are the first one in the industry to have a 10-foot glass runway for people to
Oh, I
walk
love
on.
that.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be so exciting. And then so we decided that because this is a showcase and a championship, we are limiting the number. So we are limiting the slots. There's 25 spots in each age division, and the age divisions they start at 4 years of up, and they go into classic women. And I'm not going to talk about what age that is, because everybody classic women are beauties. And then we have the men 16 and up. And I'm so excited because we actually have men applying for this event. So
Yes.
I think it's great.
Yeah, men should apply for this stuff. I think they need to be out there and show their stuff too. I get my husband involved with stuff like this too. I mean, he gets out on the stage and rocks. I end
Well,
up
then we
putting him
might want to talk about getting him involved in this too, because I only know that when I was a teenager, if this kind of opportunity was there, I don't think I would have spiraled into the dark times that I did, because when I was growing up, I was always considered chubby. My mom would take me to the chubby department. I had long, greasy hair, and I had a horrible bout with acne. So rather than people going to school, broken out so bad that people would laugh at you and make fun of you, I would put bandages on my face, because I would rather somebody say, "Oh, did you get into a fight?" and say, "Oh, you're ugly." And I know if, as a teenager, if I had had this opportunity, I probably would have said, this is something that I can do to find my place. Whether you think I'm ugly or not, these people think I'm good enough to be involved in this runway.
Wow, that is something. It gives kids a chance to, find that. I think that's one thing that pageantry does. It really helps you find find out who you are and what your purpose is. And I think that's incredible. And have you done the pageantry too? Have you gotten involved or
So
competed yourself? Or
I actually competed. I was involved in the rodeo system for a while, and so I ended up being Mr. DC Rodeo back in the days, late 80s and 90s. So I actually traveled around as an ambassador for the rodeo system
oh,
in DC for ASGRA. And so I got involved in that. Most of my involvement has been involved in the judging, directing, choreographing, and coaching. But I know what it feels like to be competitive, having every time somebody that I work with, or every time I do an event, I feel like my heart is on that runway with every person that's up there. So
yeah.
like a father, a tough love father. That's what people call me.
That's awesome. That is such a special gift that you have to be there with somebody like that. And I think that you have such compassion for people. It's just amazing. That it sounds like when you were younger that you had to overcome a lot with stuff like that. Did you ever have to overcome and have thoughts like that, because Runway to Life, it also brings awareness about suicide awareness and get the conversation going, for people to start talking about it. So we get that conversation out there. Did you ever have anything like that you've had to
Absolutely.
overcome?
I absolutely did. I became very much a recluse because I didn't fit in with people older than I or people younger than I. And the crowd that was in school with me definitely didn't want me around. I was beat up a lot on the buses,
Mm-hmm.
bullied a lot. And so I kept that instilled inside of me. And then my mom thankfully raised us in church. So we had that character and those two things going together. But my strongest suicidal moments actually came as an adult. I was married and lost my partner, and actually tomorrow will be the 5-year anniversary.
Oh,
And
wow.
we were together for 21 years, and it was one morning, I love you, and the next hours I get a phone call. They had a heart attack. They're in the hospital, and I was by their side for a month and a half, and then they died.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
so the biggest thing that happened there is, first of all, every night I would so labor, crunching my hands to my chest, that the doctor said, "You're going to be the next one to go." And I thought I was having agony at night, thinking, how could this perfect world be so destroyed like this?
Yeah.
But I can only tell you, Tracy, and I am just a 100% solid souled believer in the fact that if anything, God gave me a new message for that. First of all, love is eternal. And when someone passes away, that love is eternal. And you can still love again. I have such a strong message for people who have lost someone or who have divorced and feel like they can never love again. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all
Yes.
things, and endures all things. And love never fails. And you
Amen.
are given that opportunity. But the other reality is there is no amount of drink or no amount of pills that can take away the hurt from grieving.
It's true.
But as long as you are hurting, you are healing.
Yes.
It's just like a scab on your body. When you're hurting from the cut, it means it's healing. And then there's a scab. And where that scab is, its skin becomes stronger at the broken places. And I firmly believe all of us are stronger at the places where we've been broken.
So how did you overcome? Just started
So,
healing,
so
getting
what
stronger?
I did is I determined that I wanted to feel the depths. I wanted to feel the pain. I didn't want to be on pills and everything and not feel it. So I took the time to feel the pain. I got counsel. I was surrounded by friends.
Mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing for me, and I can honestly say, is that faith that was instilled in me as a young child when I could cry out to God and know that his chest was not too big for me to get angry and rant and rave at. And
Yeah.
I was able to pour out my anger, my disappointment, my depressive thoughts. And then I started to positive things, because as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. You
Mm-hmm.
have to instill things in your mind. You can't just sit around and, as much as we would love to, when something happens, we want to hold on to the memories and look at the pictures and touch the clothes and the walls and
Mm-hmm.
everything. That, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And those memories will be with you forever, but you can't drown in the pool of them. You have to be inspired by the word of God, good books that you read,
Renewing
be
your
around,
mind. Yeah.
might be around positive people.
Yes, amen. That's good. That's good, Dale. Thank you for sharing that. That'll give somebody a lot of hope, I think, right there. So thank you for sharing your heart there. You are just an incredible overcomer. Just hearing your story and all the things you've been through, and look at all the things you've accomplished. You're just such a bright light, and I appreciate you so much. So what other things that we are you going forward right now with? We got the big pageant coming up. You got model in New York, And I know you've been with Miss America system for a long time.
I was with the
Before
Miss
that,
America
so.
program for a long time, invested a lot of heart and energy. And now I can see the young women that I worked with in the system that were like 17 through 21. Now they're doctors, lawyers, ministers, architects, and it's so rewarding, but it's making me feel older because now they've got young women coming up that are the same age. And every time they'll
Yeah.
say, oh, this is Mr. Dale, this is my 17-year-old daughter. I'm like, how could you possibly have a young woman a 17? I just don't feel like time has gone by like that. But so I'm fortunate in the fact that we have New York Fashion Week coming up in February. In March the 20th is our wonderfully big pageant, and we don't call it a pageant, it's a fashion showcase and championship. And then the
Okay.
beautiful news is on April, 1 month from that, on April the 25th, I will be being married again.
Oh, well, congratulations. Well,
So
look at all these things you have going on at one time.
I know I'm very excited. When I was asked about doing this fashion showcase program, I thought, well, the wedding is in April, but then I thought, you know what? The beauty of this is you help and minister and empower other people, and then you have your opportunity to celebrate your love with your intimate family and friends. So
And
it's for me, it's a beautiful season. And go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
How would everybody get a hold of you? And can you give them all your contact information if they want
Absolutely,
they can get,
absolutely. So
signed up for
sure,
everything?
absolutely. So and I continually offer words of encouragement for people, even if they're not doing something I'm involved in. I have people always saying, what do you do? I look okay in this dress? Or what do you think? This is my platform. Can you talk to me about platforms? So the best way to get in touch with me is the email is BAWINNR, like be a winner, but no E. So it's BAWINNR@gmail.com. And then you can also go to our Facebook page, which is East Coast Perfect Model Championships. And then we also have a website, which is World's Perfect East Coast Model and Talent Championships.
Okay. And so you're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram?
No, I'm not on Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
It's so funny. I'm a little bit old school, so it's all I can do to keep up with texting, messengers,
Okay.
Facebook. So when somebody said, "Oh, Mr. Dale, you look at Instagram, you're missing a whole lot," I'm thinking I would have to have 3 or 4 young people around me at all times to be capturing all the social media, because they're the ones that are so averse and on top of
Right.
everything.
Right.
So, but the best way is through email or through the website or through our Facebook page.
Okay.
And we immediately get back to people.
Was there anything else that we need to know about Dale Bradshaw while we have you on here on the Worthy page? I'm so glad that we had you on here today. Is there anything else you want to share?
I'm very excited about the platform and about what you all are doing to really encourage people to take a transparent look at themselves and then to find out how to take that transparent look and make a better you, a better they, a better them. And one final thing, there's something that I live by that I have in my office, and it's this, and I don't know whether you can see it. It says, it's a rare person who can take care of hearts while also taking care of business. And that's what I live by that.
That is awesome. I love that. Thank you for sharing that with us today. Oh, thank you very much, Dale. I appreciate your time today on Worthy and sharing your story and your heart with us today and giving us all the information. If anybody needs to get in contact with Dale, reach out to him, please. And he's got a lot of exciting opportunities out there to get involved with. And thank you so much, Dale. I appreciate you.
You're welcome, and thank you for the opportunity to share together in this journey.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Take care.
Appreciate you too. Bye-bye.